Guys, just so that you know, I will continue to harp on this matter until the day that I die, until things change. The heavyweight division is filled with subpar boxers who possess low coordination, low agility, and above all else, low skill levels. This is why I find it so hard to watch them box nowadays. You can't really start to think about sitting down and watching heavyweights for the appreciation of skill, fluid movement, or good technique. It's just about watching the biggest guys wielding the largest amounts of knockout power. That's what it has become.
Me personally, I wouldn't take this level of disrespect.
When we look at current heavyweights, most of them look like their simple footwork is a labored effort and usually appears clumsy. They almost possess similar abilities in movement to actual beginners in the welterweight class. Most of them are either bodybuilders or strong athletes who haven't honed a solid base of skill. And where we have the very few heavyweights that do possess skill, they manage to remind us with their overweight physiques at every waking moment that their fitness could be an issue.
God damn, that's a big fat ass. Aye.
So fundamentally, I believe that two issues uniquely affect the heavyweight division more than any other division in boxing. So the average height of a heavyweight boxer is about 6'2 or 6'3, and of course the weight limit is anything from 200 pounds. So when we think about the athletes with these specs or young kids that might develop to possess these physical characteristics, they are normally siphoned off to the sport of basketball, and it's easy to understand why. Basketball is more accessible in schools for kids than boxing. Basketball has a larger base for participation and viewership than boxing. Basketball has the highest average salary in all sports, so it has a higher financial incentive for less damage taken to the athlete than boxing. So it's easy to understand why a young athlete would opt to get into basketball as opposed to boxing. So let me state this plainly. Basketball categorically takes heavyweights away from the sport of boxing. Now, leading on from this, it's no wonder why when you go into a boxing gym, you are lucky to find any heavyweights. And when you do, it's usually one or two of them at max. Now, from this, we can infer that the level of competition a typical heavyweight amateur boxer experiences in the gym training environment that motivates them to hone their skill is not at the same level as that of a middleweight who probably attends every session knowing that he has several dangerous sparring partners that give him serious reasons to train harder. So therefore, we know that the level of competition among heavyweights is not that strong simply because their numbers are extremely low. Most of them probably attend competitions already knowing exactly who they will fight. Now, the next issue arises more of a consequence from the fact that we know that the level of competition among heavyweights is not that strong. So if coaches know that potentially they can get a heavyweight to win a national competition because the talent pool within the division is so low, they might not take their heavyweight through the same rigorous training long enough to develop like their middleweight or welterweight boxers. Well, in a lot of cases, they don't, and this is the problem. The fast tracking of heavyweights through the athletic and skill development phases of their training. So along with low competition among themselves, heavyweights are also not being trained long enough to develop their skills. But please don't mistake this for the idea of taller boxers being naturally less coordinated or less agile due to limb size or center of mass. This is about heavyweights actually training with less competition and less time to that of their welterweight and middleweight counterparts to hone their skill. When we even think about it, 6'5" ballers move a lot more fluid, agile and dynamic than 6'3" heavyweight boxers. So big athletes can be agile and skillful. The first problem I mentioned is just an issue of selective choice between different sports that offer higher salary incentives and perhaps more accessibility, so I don't fault anyone for that. However, the second issue of fast tracking heavyweights is a blame I place on coaches and a little on boxers, as at some point you do need to be responsible for your development as an athlete. Now, don't get me wrong, there are of course a few exceptions divisions like Usyk, Cuban Flash, Fury, and a few others, but these are the exceptions to the rule. Anyway guys, that's all for now. I really hope you've enjoyed watching the video. Please remember to smash the like button if you have enjoyed watching this particular update. Remember to leave a comment in the comment section. So until my next one, peace out.